I click the links to join channel here over at Subscribestar. So Barbie, I think, is going to be a huge mistake. They'll probably look back at this and I think call it the Barbie effect. It's the first in what is going to be a bunch of bombs because they won't be able to repeat Barbie's selling points. Why did it work so well? Well, you had the charisma of the two lead actors, and when they try to do something similar, they won't have that, but they'll also include all the feminist talking points, which was only palatable because of Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie and just the movie in general. So they'll try to do something similar, or even if they do a sequel and if they don't have the original people in it, they'll use a POC lead. It'll bomb, then they'll call the audience istophobic. So Barbie now is at, like, I don't know, over 500 to 600 million dollars and expected to get another 75 million this weekend, which is of course insane because it was a really stupid movie, but it was the perfect movie for the average feminist SJW because she still wants pretty people in a pretty background, and it's not politically correct for them to say that within their own circles. But if the movie was just a romantic comedy like it would have been a few years ago, the feminists wouldn't have permission to see it. So the film includes a bunch of feminist talking points. One of the chick has her big speech about how rough vagina life is, and blue-haired girls absolutely loved it because they love being told exactly what they've been brainwashed to believe. This stuff, I mean, all that stuff is just first world problems that it took 60 years of TV and magazine propaganda to get people to believe. The funny thing is, if a man gave a speech like that, feminist chicks would be outraged, or, that pseudo virtue signaling dopamine release outraged on social media because they can't allow that level of complexity in their worldview. That men, of course, also have societal issues because everyone does. Should women be treated better? Yeah, everyone should be treated better, but they shouldn't be in boardrooms except in rare cases. They should be raising their families and teaching the next generation. That's kind of the role of women because they're the ones who make the carry the kids. It's like there's no yeah, there's no way around that. That's just the way of the world. Anyway, so Barbie is not going to be the start of a film resurgence. It's going to make things worse for Hollywood because they'll try to chase the success with sequels and similar girl power films, which is not going to happen. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling were lightning in a bottle, and it's funny that he's turning out to be the star of the show. And she wasn't that likable in the movie. He was likable, and she was weirdly kind of forgettable, which is weird for Margot Robbie, where you get outshined by your co-star. So they had also a huge name brand with decades of appeals to girls and women. Everyone knows what a Barbie doll is. Mattel is saying that they're going to make obviously a sequel to this, and then Hot Wheels and Barney movies, which maybe those will work for kids. But other companies are going to try to repeat the girl lead movie, but you're not going to have two attractive blonde leads. They're not going to no that they're not going to do that again. They'll swap them out for Pox, and the setting won't be able to have the same colorful Toyland experience because how would you kind of do that? And they're conveniently forgetting the list of bombs that came before Barbie. For example, take a look at Birds of Prey. That bombed pretty hard. That was a chick-led film, but it was an action film, which chicks don't want, and the girls were dressed up to conceal their bodies and make them as unsexy as possible because they didn't want males to look at sexily dressed women, but women also like sexy women. At least chicks who were making the effort to look like hot pieces of asses, which they didn't do in that film at all. The movie did everything they could to scare men away, which they successfully did scare men away because they scared away women also. They scared away everyone. Oh, and if you want to see me review a film, pay for the ticket and the popcorn, and it will happen. So then you've got Haunted Mansion, which is Disney, and it's July, in case you haven't noticed. And the movie opened yesterday, and the current movie environment is Mission Impossible, Barbie, and Oppenheimer, and it's the second weekend for those films, and you're trying to go up against that second weekend. So what that environment means that if people saw Barbie last weekend, which a ton of people did, got a $155 million opening weekend, they're going to see Oppenheimer or Mission Impossible this weekend. People don't want to spend all day in a theater. Keep in mind, Haunted Mansion is 2 hours long for some bizarre reason. It should be 90 minutes. Most movies stick to 90 minutes for a reason. And another point is that it had Jamie Lee Curtis in it, and she has, I mean, this is like, these are minor points, but all these little minor points kind of add up to why things do well or not. She, a couple months ago, had published a photo for some like fashion magazine or architecture magazine, and she had a picture on her wall of some Epstein type of subject matter. There's a kid in a bathtub or something really creepy. So that's scared away a few viewers. Then also, Disney now has got this reputation for, that kind of stuff. That is also scaring away a few percentage more people. So all the stuff adds up to where there's just not the enthusiasm for Disney that there used to be, because it's not like a family-friendly company anymore. Then you also have October and Halloween, which this isn't. This is summer. You could even have released the movie in late September, because that's close enough for the whole Halloween autumn vibe. Once the leaves kind of start changing color, that kind of stuff, people are in the mood for. That's the whole autumn season is it's a really cool. I guess that's the favorite season for me. Anyway, so Disney chose the absolute worst time to release a $150 million movie. Made less than $10 million on Friday and is set to lose $100 million. Keep in mind, The Little Mermaid just came out a couple months ago, and is that I want to say Alyssa Milano's not. Winona Ryder's in this too. Maybe that's her. I don't know. Little Mermaid's still $200 million short of breaking even, which is that's a lot. That's a lot of money. Disney's been losing a lot of money lately, and it's not correcting because they don't want it. They don't want to turn around. So, hey, please keep losing money, Disney. The original 2003 Haunted Mansion bombed. Also, it actually got worse reviews, but it made more money than this is going to end up making. So you can tell from the opening day, like very, very clearly, especially in this competitive environment. But they made more money than this is going to make. So why would you remake a bombing movie 20 years later only to have it bomb even worse? It's like Disney is trying to lose money. They had Eddie Murphy in the first one. It seems odd that this is they didn't take this perfect opportunity to simply race swap out the black family for a white one in this movie. But of course, for some weird reason, it's not going to go up. For some weird reason, the race swapping only goes one way. Weird. Anyway, you click the link to join the channel here or subscribe star. You can become a member. There are various links below if you want to literally send me a pound of Maxwell House coffee. There's like a gift website, so I feel like an internet thought where you can register coffee, because the channel kind of runs on coffee and tea. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next episode.